I still remember a 14-year-old me in middle school falling on the face in the classroom after one of my classmates flying kicked me in the back. Then I slowly raised my head from the floor with the body still lying flat. In front of me was another classmate who I had known since elementary school. He glanced down at me for less than a second, and I could tell in that brief moment that he was confused because he was such a good guy who did not want anyone to be bullied in such a pathetic way, but still was a friend of the guy who flying kicked me. So he had no other option but to look away and pass by as if nothing had happened there. This was actually not the first time I got bullied in school, but it still sticks in my head. And maybe that's because that was the first time ever in my life when I realized what it felt like to be abandoned in a community with no one trying to hold my hands and raise me up from the floor. Throughout my entire middle school years, I got bullied. During that period, I would plead with God every single morning on my way to school to make me completely alone. Of course, isolation is painful too, but at least it does not take your money. It does not give you a bruise, and it does not make you fear recess. And luckily, I was a tough guy, so I almost never cried or sobbed, except when one bully told me at camp, "I don't know why you even need to exist." That day, I had to hold back my tears until the bedtime so no one could see me sobbing. In high school, things got much better. No bully, no friend. My life was much more sufferable, which led me to think that life could just be fine without friends. Then one day, some kids approached me in the school. They were not cool kids. They were not social. They were actually being avoided by other students. But they bonded together to form a community in which they could feel a friendship. And I love that. I got in immediately. Then I realized that life could feel so much better with friends. And I was so happy at the time because I felt connected. But it didn't last long. They soon walked away. Again, I was left alone in the cold. But the problem was, this time, I was no longer fine with being alone. I knew I had to change, but I was afraid of it because I was so timid that I almost never talked to anyone. But at the same time, some part of me knew that I must fight the fears that had long haunted me if I were to really change. So, I decided to take a step forward. Since then, whenever someone would come up to me and begin to talk, I would try to reply as much as possible. Day after day, I would regret the silly mistakes that I had made during the conversations with random classmates. And one day, a couple of classmates asked me to play a board game in the classroom. I was afraid, but I said yes. At the time, I was so nervous that I made a few stupid mistakes during the game. I thought that I would hate myself again. But then, I saw that those mistakes made them laugh. They were having fun. They were enjoying my company. That day, I made a true friend. The first true friend in nearly a decade. I had never shared this experience until very recently. My family, my friends, and even my ex-girlfriends have no idea of what I've been through. But now I'm here to bring this out because I came to realize that the only way I could truly let it go is to forgive those bullies and build myself on top of that experience. And all this experience taught me that change is painful but still possible. Some people believe that change is impossible and everything is determined by what we are given, not by what we do. For me, however, what happened on that day I played a board game in the classroom was not something that just happened to me, but something that I earned. I earned myself a true friend by putting myself through painful challenges. That's why I believe change is possible. So, believe me, We all can change. If a teenage boy who got bullied, depressed, and abandoned in a community could do it, who else could not? Thank you.